Thank you all for joining us. This is the second installment of our Lodge 2 interview series. Today I'm joined with Brother Stephen W. Long, past master, secretary of Lodge 2, who's going to be speaking to us about his experience in Freemasonry in general and also what brought him to Lodge 2.
Oh, well, I have an interesting story, at least to me it's interesting. I have a past master of ours, Brother Paul Kraft, was a friend of mine who I'd gone to high school with, and he had joined a lodge. I was St. Albans Lodge 529, and he had been a Mason maybe 3 or 4 years, and we hung out all the time, and it was something Paul would do, and then he got engaged, and he asked me to be his best man, and at the wedding, it was myself and all the other groomsmen happened to be fraternity brothers, other Masons. And sitting next to me happened to be the secretary of Lodge, St. Albans Lodge. And by the end of the evening, I had filled out a petition. He had me. So, I found out these guys, by talking to them, they seemed like a really good bunch of fellas. And I decided to join.
So just to be clear, I guess a lot of the people that you knew were from the Philly area, and also you went to school with them, and yet you still had those connections out, you yes. Stayed together for a very long time.
Yes, me and Paul had, like I said, we had gone to high school together, and afterwards we had stayed friends.
In the area, but you also stayed local.
We all lived in the Philadelphia area.
Okay. And you've also served in a variety of different capacities, not only in St. Albans Lodge, but also in Lodge 2, I guess, as a master, both lodges?
From both lodges, yes.
Okay.
I've been a master of St. Albans and of Lodge number 2. I've actually sat in every position in a lodge except for treasurer.
Okay.
I've been a head trustee, I've sat in all the floor positions, I've been all the wardens, and I've been a master twice, as well as secretary for 10 years of number 2.
How many positions is that total? 12?
9. I guess I haven't officially been a chaplain.
Yeah.
I've filled in.
Okay. I guess my other question would be centering around, what do you enjoy most about Freemasonry in general and our lodge in particular? Because again, you've been a member for 25 years?
Close to 30 years now.
30 years. And you keep coming back, and you've also served for a very long time,
yes.
Again, which we are very grateful for. So what keeps you coming back?
Well, that would basically be the friendship, the camaraderie of that we have, not only within our own lodge, but I work for the Army, so I get to travel a lot, and I've visited lodges throughout the country. I haven't had the opportunity outside of our own country, but you go visit a lodge in another state and they treat you like they've known you forever, come have dinner with us, hey, how you doing, and then we can exchange stories about, how different lodges do their own work and things like that, and that's really fun.
Was there any types of events or things that we do in Lodge 2 that particularly you look forward to in terms of, we do have the stated meetings, but yes. Just to drum up interest in
yes.
our fraternity and our chapter, because this is also an advertisement.
Yes. I will throw out a kudos to you. I think.
I appreciate that. That's not where I was going with that,
no.
But I appreciate that.
But the charity things that you've set up, the events that you have set up, the charity events that you have set up have been very enjoyable. The cooking at the Ronald McDonald House and the Gift of Life House. I think those cooking events are really good team builders, especially if we can get some new guys to come out. Then they get to know the brothers. We're doing something charitable and helping others, and it usually, it doesn't take a lot of time, and it's fun. I think they are really good events. And we hadn't actually done any of those until you came on and coordinated those events.
Have you noticed a trend in terms of when you bring, because you're usually, as the secretary, you're basically the first person that the lodge, that, you know, prospective members interact with.
Yes.
And have you noticed a trend of what people are looking for when they just join? Because maybe they don't even have a connection to the organization, but what are they looking for? Is there some theme that you've noticed in terms of the number of, like, what people are looking for in an organization, maybe not necessarily Masonry, and that's what brings them to our organization?
Yes, I believe, at least from my interviews with new members coming in, is that they are interested in finding something that they can get involved in, something that they can do to help the community. And we also, I guess, promote that as a Mason, besides helping the community, you're also helping yourself.
So like community engagement is a big thing that people gravitate towards, along with the fellowship.
Along with the fellowship, exactly.
Because I think that's also one of the things that we try to differentiate ourselves from as an organization is, like, we're not just a supper club, and we're not just a social club, and we're not just a philanthropic group. We kind of, and we're not just, you know, we don't have meetings just to pay bills and things like that. We kind of have all these different elements so that people can join whatever elements they feel resonate most with them, right? Some people might be interested, I guess, in, you know, nonprofit governance. Some people might be interested in philanthropy. Some people might just come for the meals. But at least together, we have a cohesive unit, and we kind of have different things that appeal to different people.
Correct. And in Lodge number 2 in particular, we also have the history. A lot of fellows who I've talked to on our interviews who want to join Lodge 2, the history is a big thing. You know, our connection to the Revolution and those connections. Yes.
I was going to ask too, is it seems like in, I don't know if it's within the last 20 or 30 years, but say like probably those in either Gen X or Boomers, there was kind of like a retreat from joining civic organizations, whether it be like places of worship or civic associations or recreation, or, you know, like bowling leagues or Freemasonry. Do you think, was that your experience growing up as well, or do you think that do you think that maybe this area is more conducive to people like networking outside of just their home and work life? And do you think that maybe that's changing now with the new members who are coming along?
I think the newer members are looking for some kind of connection. At least that's the response I've gotten when I've asked them that exact same question, is they are looking for some kind of connection and some involvement in their communities.
Outside of just, like, say, social media connections or something, like they want in-person.
Correct.
And maybe it's also a byproduct of the pandemic, because for like 2 and 3 years, people were deliberately told to keep away from each other, and now people are trying to, you know, reclaim that element of companionship that obviously was lost during those years. So,
correct. Yes.
All right. With that, thank you all for joining us for this exciting installment of the Lodge 2 interview series.